Hi, my name's Tom. I was sent this next product in exchange for an honest review, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've got an Oculus 3, and the Oculus 3 is great for any kind of aerobic or cardio games and programs. It really kind of gets your heart pumping, you get your sweating, it really gets you moving. But there are two big problems with the Oculus 3. This little set of accessories for the Oculus from ANNAPRO, it solves both the biggest problems. This set includes a silicone face mask cover, and it includes two grip controller covers as well. I'll show you both. First, let's talk about the actual controllers that come with the Oculus 3. They're great. They don't have the ring. They're little battery packs, easy to get to. You can kind of press a button to get to the battery. They're wonderful, but they're practically made out of soap. If it wasn't for this wrist strap, I'd be shooting these things out of my hand every 5 minutes. They are smooth as can be, and they're slippery. They're just not a real good thing for gripping and holding onto securely. That's where these covers from ANNAPRO come in. They're really pretty well designed. I've actually been using them for about a week or so, and I took them off just to kind of show you how the whole thing works, but they work really, really well. These are pretty innovative covers because they're not only kind of keep your hands from flying off, but they also come with a little battery replacement shield that allows you to go ahead and change the batteries without taking these covers off. That's great. In my Oculus 2, I had grips, but I had to take them off every time I wanted to change the battery. This makes it easier. You take off the old battery cover, take out the old battery, go ahead and put the new battery cover in. It just clicks in. It's made just like the other battery cover, but it's got a gap here. Now I'm going to push this piece of little plastic in there, and then I'm going to put my battery in. And what this allows me to do is it allows me to pull this strap to pop the battery out when I want to, just like that. Next step, once you get the battery cover on, all you do is you take your wrist strap, you slide it through the cover, and you just put it on like a glove. Got the wrist strap, I just pull it up, kind of twist it around, get the whole thing on. Again, it's just like a glove. You push it up like this, and what happens is the grip will actually go around the top of the controller, just like that. There are two little holes in it, and what those holes do is, believe it or not, there are little camera sensors in here. This just allows the light from the camera sensors to go through. And then for the actual battery itself, you can see here, this will actually close in. It's kind of a rubbery enclosure, but it fits right into the battery panel, and it's nice and tight, and it fits well. I mean, it keeps everything nice and secure. It works out really, really well. There we go. Look at that, nice and clean. No problem whatsoever. Now that it's on, I want to show you a couple quick things here. You'll see that it does have a textured rubber grip. I cannot squeeze it and have it fly out of my hand like the other one. Can't do that with this. This is nice and solid. It's secure. It feels really good. It's nice. It's a soft, textured rubber. It is not a smooth, shiny rubber, and that's nice. So it actually fits in my hand really, really well. You also will have this grip kind of on your knuckles. Now, by default for me, it's actually a little tight, but that's okay because they use a little bit of a plastic strip there, like kind of a Velcro type material. You put your hand through, and then you close it down to the tightness you want. Now, there we go. Now, I don't even have to use my wrist grip if I don't want to. I will anyway, but if I don't want to, that's fine. I actually really like this because normally what happens with the wrist grip is you're holding it, if you drop it, it still flings around, and in your game, your controller, your hand will go flying all over the place. Not with this. Just put it in there, just like that. If I let go, guess what? It stays in place. I really like this. I've used these sort of things before. It takes a day of getting used to, but once you're used to it, you'll never go back. It's just super comfortable. As you can see, I have access to both buttons very easily. The sensors are you can see through that. It works great. I have the buttons, everything's at my hand, and it all holds right there. So much better than this crappy little design. It's a good start, Oculus, but you gotta get better at this. ANNAPRO makes it easy. These grips are wonderful. These are obviously the black ones, but they do come in extra colors right now. There's a blue and an orange right now. I'm not sure if there'll be other ones, but I like the black. I like the black and the white. But if you're a colorful person, go for a different color. They just kind of add some fun to it. Oh, and by the way, these little covers, these grips, actually come with two little round dots that look like this. These things actually fit onto the buttons themselves. And what they do is they're just button covers or joystick covers, I guess, but they also give you a nice grip. There's a little bit of a texture to them, but they give you a little bit of a grip for actually moving the button around. It's just a little easier to find it. The default buttons are a little small. They almost seem smaller than they were on the Oculus One, but the little button covers, you just slip them on. They're real nice, and it's just a nice little feature. But it actually helps you be able to find that thing and move it around a little easier. But the other big part of it is heat and sweat. And yes, you are going to sweat if you use the Oculus for a long period of time in any kind of cardio or aerobic active game. That's just part of the experience. The Oculus 3 is very comfortable. It is a wonderful headset. However, it's got a sweat problem. See this pad around your eyes? This is the default pad around the entire headset. That's fabric. And underneath that fabric is foam. And what happens is this. As you sweat, that fabric wicks that sweat away. Great. But the problem is that sweat then stays in that fabric and then seeps into the foam, and it actually starts to get a little bit dirty. I've actually washed this once or twice already, and it's starting to look a little bit gray. I don't know if you can see. It is not as black as it was. It is not as clean as it once was, and I've only had my Oculus for about a month and a half, 2 months now. And that's where the silicone cover comes in. The way this works is it is a softer rubber. It is a smooth rubber. The grips are not smooth. They have texture. This is a smooth rubber for comfort. And all you do is you just place this around on your actual face mask. Now, they recommend taking it off. So I'll do that. And it just slips right around. It fits nice and tight there, all the way around the actual cover itself, the face mask itself. Once you put the silicone around the actual foam, you just push it all back into place. It clicks back in. There we go. Another nice little feature here is the nose guard. It's a nice deep nose guard. It will block out all the light. If you're one of those people, a purist who can't have any light in there, this is actually nice. Now that silicone mask is on, it's not going to allow any sweat to go ahead and seep into that fabric and into that foam. So your foam will not get dirty, your fabric will not get dirty. This can come right off. You can rinse it off real quick, let it dry, put it back on. That's all there is to it. This will actually protect the foam and fabric of your Oculus 3 for much longer. If you're an active Oculus player, if you use your Oculus for any sort of exercise, these are the things you want to get. I've worked with ANNAPRO before. I've had their products before. They work great. They last forever. I still have my ANNAPRO product for my Oculus 2. Now with the Oculus 3, they've gotten a little bit better. Highly recommended.